Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is titled Courage. It is episode 7 of season 14 of Heartland. When he finds himself competing in polo, Tim seeks help from an unlikely source. Kind of makes you wonder who that's going to be. Who's the unlikely source? Is it going to be like someone from his past? Is it going to be that new woman, Jessica? I think it's going to be Jessica. That would be the unlikely source. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be Peter. Maybe it's going to be Mitch. I don't think it would be Peter, though, because he never really seemed to be much of like a country guy, even when he was married to Lou. I mean, yeah, you did see the two of them going trail riding a few times, but he doesn't have his own horse, you know. He never really kind of got into it. I mean, obviously he encourages Georgie, and if Katie does it, he'll encourage her. But yeah, I don't feel like he's ever really been into it. So I'm going to say it's Jessica, but it could be someone completely different, which I think would be nice if that's what happened, if it was someone different. The last episode was the first episode where it didn't say with Graham Wardle or have his name, which again, I'm still asking why they didn't just leave him in the opening credits. But yeah, it was kind of sad. I mean, they still talked about him, and as I said, Jack's feelings are still valid, and they did talk about him, but it was still sad to not actually see him in it. I saw someone commented, I think on Twitter or Instagram, maybe it was Facebook, one of the social media sites. And they said that they were, I think it was Instagram actually. Forget it. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. It was Instagram, but it wasn't the Heartland itself. It was some fan site. But anyways, someone had commented that they're on their second watch through, and they said that they could kind of see the writing on the wall about Ty, like before it happened. And I commented to him that I'm on the first watch, but I knew about Ty from the beginning. So I was able to kind of catch it, like with season 10 when he went to Mongolia, and season 11 and 12, and Graham himself not being in most of the episodes. I think he was in every episode in season 13. If he wasn't, it was like one that he wasn't in, which I felt was kind of fitting, since that was his last season, that he ended up being in like every episode of the last season. And that's the other thing. If it had to do with time, which I've also said before, if it had to do with time, seasons 12 through 15 would have been the perfect time to be on the show because of the shortened seasons. He would have had less time on set if there's only like 10 episodes. It makes me think about Supernatural. I know I mentioned Supernatural a lot, but oh well. That show had 15 seasons. Most of the seasons, they were about 22 to 24 episodes. Most of them. One of them, I think season 2 or 3, was shorter because I think it was a mid-season replacement. But most of the seasons ran 20-some episodes. The final 2, 14 and 15, were 20 episodes apiece. They'd cut down a couple of episodes, and I think that was a decision that all the main actors had come to because they wanted to spend more time with their families, which makes sense. They wanted to have a reasonable amount of story time, but they did want a little less time on set. So instead of doing like 22 episodes, they made it 20. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but I think it did add like an extra month onto their break. Especially because the lead actors all had small kids. So, and they lived, 2 of them lived in Texas, and they filmed in Vancouver. So, you know, yeah, long distance parenting is what they were doing. Because they'd usually fly back on weekends unless there were conventions. And I'm sure they still like FaceTimed and everything, but even with that, they're still not there. So it made sense, like I said, when I heard that 14 and 15 were down to like 20 episodes as opposed to 22 or 24 or whatever. Because yes, then they did get to spend more time at home with their kids. Because, if a normal season, if they would finish a normal season, filming a normal season in like April, now they would finish filming it in late February, early March. It's not a whole lot of extra time, but it's still an extra month. It's an extra month that they would get to spend with their kids before they'd have to meet back on set the following August. So, seasons 2 through 11 with Heartland had 18 episodes. 12 had 11, and 13 through 15. That would have been the time to be on the show with the shorter seasons. So, I'm sure Graham had reasons for wanting to leave, and whatever they are, that's fine. It's just sad, though, now that the seasons are shorter, because if time was a factor, it's like he would have had more time anyways. Anyways, I've babbled long enough. Let's get started. Look at my buddy there. Well, if you can do equestrian. Does he not want her on Harley because that's Ty's horse? And because he feels he still is working through his feelings? Is that the real reason? Because like Amy said, she was riding a big horse at Lindy's age. Hell, we've seen Katie on a big horse. And I think it's cool that, they've got Monty and that there's a little saddle and that they can ride the Shetland. And I'm glad to see Monty again because we haven't seen him in a while. And you remember, was Ty given Monty or did he purchase Monty? Regardless of what happened, he saw that Amy had bonded with Monty. And so he gave her Monty. And so it's like Monty, of course, is a connection to Ty. Harley, of course, is a connection to Ty. And when you saw her going through the closet, I was like, you know what? Keep his jacket. Even if you do eventually... excuse me. Even if you do eventually get rid of his clothes. Keep his jacket and wear it yourself. If anyone says anything, just say it's your husband's. No one really will question it. But keep the jacket. Yeah, you notice then she put everything back. It's like she probably felt like she was making a step forward and then was like, nope. I mean, she's got all the time in the world. She doesn't need to rush into it if she doesn't want to. Huh.
In my humble opinion, this dress, much better than the other. It's chic and simple, and you're going to look stunning. Yeah, it's great.
She's
it's really nice.
Not happy with it.
Hi, sweetheart. No, this is no problem at all. Okay, I look forward to seeing you, both of you.
Both
I
of you?
you too. Bye. Georgie? Yeah, she and Quinn are flying in tonight. Tonight? Yeah. And this might sound crazy. What if he's planning on asking Georgie to marry him? You're right. That does sound crazy. They're both way too young. I know, but can you think of any other explanation? Yeah, I can think of like 100. Maybe I should call Peter. No, that's a terrible idea. What am I supposed to do? Just pretend I didn't see the ring?
Yes, it's not your business.
I think so. I think you should go to bed, and hopefully in the morning you'll realize this is all in your head. Fine. I don't know how I'm gonna get any sleep.
Thought he got out of it, so why is he changing his mind?
Yes, sit. Roll forward on your saddle, and remember, you gotta lean to the side of your swing. That is the one horse necessary. I know how to ride a horse. Oh yeah, you can ride Western, but this is a completely different deal. Right? You gotta change your old habits. That's why we're here.
I mean, we know Lou acts that way, but if I was Amy, and Lou would have said that about the ring and whatnot. I said that wouldn't explain the ring. I would say, Lou, one, you don't know it was a ring. It could have been another piece of jewelry. Did you actually open the box? And she'd say no. And I said, well, it could have been a pair of earrings. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's for her. Maybe he's selling something. Maybe it's for a sister or a cousin. Maybe someone has a birthday coming up. Like, chill the fuck out. So I like how Amy just kind of looked at her with that smug expression, since obviously Lou was off base about it. And it's typical on TV shows for women to do that. They see like a ring box and they get all excited, and then they're always disappointed. And I'm like, maybe not jump to conclusions. I mean, Amy found ties, but she actually opened it and saw that it was an engagement ring. So she knew. But then, of course, Ty waited, and they did eventually talk about it. But, it's a pretty common trope in television that, a woman sees, a guy shopping, or like when Mitch was shopping for an engagement ring for Maya, and how Lou started thinking that it was going to be for her and everything, or maybe not for her, but, gain that suspicion. And it's like, that's a pretty common trope. And in a way, it's kind of insulting that they do that they're writing the woman that she jumps to conclusions. Again, it's the same thing, like, which bothers me in TV anyways, when, woman sees, like, the guy she's involved with another guy. Or with another girl. Could be with another guy too. But seeing him with another girl and immediately jumping to conclusions, even when there's no proof. I mean, if he kissed the woman, yeah. A hug, I wouldn't necessarily say means anything, because it could be his sister that he's hugging. Even a kiss on the cheek is neutral, because again, it could be a sister, some friends do it. There could be reasons. But always on television, a woman sees her guy with another woman, she immediately thinks it's something bad. And it's like, what? He can't talk to other women? He can't, like, have a sister? Or hang out with maybe a female friend? So this is another example, like I said, where this is happening. And like I said, in a way, it is kind of sexist and kind of insulting that they do that. And you notice, of course, Amy's just chill about it. She's like, whatever. And Lou, of course, is the one kind of freaking out about it. Uh-oh. She got dirty. What did Katie do? Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. But, Amy was saying that she's not strong because she can't donate Ty's clothes. And it's like, that doesn't mean you're not strong. Look what you're doing. If you weren't strong, you would still be crying in a corner. You would be laying in bed, not getting up. But you do. You get up every day. You've gone back to working with horses. You get up, you get dressed, you get Lindy dressed, you spend time with the family. That's strength. And sometimes strength is just getting out of bed. Sometimes strength is just putting one foot in front of the other. And if that's what it takes, and if that's all you can do, that's fine. Like, this episode is called Courage. And I don't think I said that at the beginning of the episode. I might have, but my guess is by the end of the episode, she's going to have found the courage to donate Ty's clothes. But again, it's like Jack said, when she's good and ready. I mean, if she doesn't want to do it now, maybe in 6 months, maybe in a week. maybe 5 years from now. Grief has no time limit. People need to stop assuming that grief has a time limit. You know? We need to stop saying to people, well, it's been 5 years, get over it. I do think people can kind of, play it to death, like Phoebe on Friends when she talked about her mom killing herself. It's like, yeah, your mom did, and that's sad, but she really milked it. So I think people can do that, can milk it a little too much. But there's no time limit for the grief. And if she can't donate Ty's clothes right now, that's fine. Sometime in the
She's doing so well.
Huh. He likes that. That's a nice compliment he got. You don't have to do it today, Amy. You can hold off. Keep the jacket. Keep the jacket. See? Ty's there. He's with you.
Yeah. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times beyond change.
Harley.
As the present now will later be past, the order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last.
Jack's likes seeing it too. Amy had said, which we kind of saw, that Ty was a great parent, but he was a bit overprotective, that, yeah, he'd wrap Lindy in bubble wrap, build her treehouse on the ground. I mean, it's still cool. They still do go up a few steps and everything, but I actually think it's probably better. I mean, I don't think I'm afraid of heights, but I don't know that I would want to be up real high in a treehouse. I think what they actually have is perfect. But, that's what I'm saying is get rid of the clothes, but keep that jacket. That was Ty's jacket. Keep that. We have not seen his GMC truck and we've not seen his motorcycle. So are they still around? Are they in storage? Did they get rid of those? I mean, obviously they've kept Harley, as they should. They shouldn't get rid of Harley because it's not Harley's fault. And I know, like, at the beginning of the season, Amy had said that she was riding Harley sometimes, because he still needs to be exercised. But yeah, I've been wondering that basically from the season. Where's Ty's motorcycle? Where's his other truck? We've seen Amy driving the other one, the other blue one, but the GMC, the classic one, where's that? Where's the motorcycle? Ty actually gained a lot of stuff because when he showed up there, he had the truck. Didn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. But he ended up buying the motorcycle and he ended up buying Harley. And that just kind of showed his growth, And Lindy riding Harley is going to be special to Harley because Harley knows that that's Ty's daughter. He can smell it. He's seen Lindy with Ty. He's seen Lindy with Amy, so Harley knows. And so that's going to have special meaning for him too. As I said, that box could have been a ring box, but it also looked big to hold something else. Something that would be double. Like if you'd had earrings, and he mentioned cufflinks, and she's like, that does make sense. And I'm like, Lou's an idiot, basically. The thing she was saying about the dress is, first I'm like, that's a little bit of a red flag if she's a bit nervous. But then, talking about her dream wedding, and I'm thinking, isn't that what you had with Peter? Didn't you have a dream wedding? I mean, I know you kind of had to change it, but you still got married at that church. I know you had to change a few things, but are you saying that that wasn't a dream wedding? Now she's all like, I'm going to have this be my dream wedding. It's like, it's your second wedding. Didn't you already have your dream wedding? And my attitude is if she wants to wear that same dress, wear the same dress. She's already paid for it. Might as well get her money's worth. You know? I mean, maybe that's bad luck. I don't know. But I'm just like, wear the same dress. Who cares? Mitch isn't going to know. Thank you for joining me for this reaction. I hope you enjoyed Kitty sleeping here the entire time. He's so cute. What are we dreaming about? Hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Hit that notification bell if watching this on YouTube to be alerted of future Heartland reactions. I'm going to go ahead and start episode 8 here shortly, and I hope you will join me for it. I'll see you soon.